This is a comment I often get. As long as they aren't hurting me with their religion, I don't care what they believe. Which I respond to, not being directly hurt by it is a low standard. Say 1 billion people believe there's a tiny hippo living in everyone's butthole. But don't worry, it's a peaceful hippo. That's a problem. People believing in tiny hippos in your butthole. It seems pretty fucking obvious that people not being able to recognize bullshit from reality is not ideal. The world would be a better place if people didn't believe in nonsense. That seems pretty obvious to me. But hey, what do I know? Anyways, this guy has a comeback, which is it's a clever response, but I have an issue with it. So he says, it becomes a problem when they insist on teaching the Hippobutthole religion, which is actually a pretty good name for it, in schools, and when research on bowel cancer is halted in case it hurts or offends the tiny hippo. Then when there are violent clashes between tiny hippoers and tiny elephanters. But here's the problem, Jay. What argument are you gonna make to the tiny hippo people and tiny elephanters to convince them that this bullshit should not be forced on us? These are people that believe in tiny hippos and tiny elephants in people's buttholes. If you have gone far enough to be convinced by somebody that there's a fucking tiny hippo in your butthole, how far of a stretch is it to also convince you that these tiny hippos want you to kill tiny elephanters? Instead of trying to convince them that their hippo is peaceful, maybe we should be asking, why the fuck do you believe in a tiny hippo in your butthole?